one nation, under God,
Adequate notice of this meeting has been given in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act pursuant to Public Laws 1975, Chapter 231. This agenda is complete to the extent known and was sent to the Trenton Times and Trentonian newspapers, posted on the first floor bulletin board in City Hall, filed in the City Clerk's office, and posted on the City of Trenton website. Formal action will be taken. Mr. Garcia?
Certainly. Roll call. Councilwoman Edwards.
Present.
Vice President Figueroa Kettenberg. Councilwoman Frisbee.
Present.
Councilwoman Gonzalez.
Presente.
For the record, Councilman Harrison is excused from this meeting this evening. Councilwoman Williams.
Present y presente.
Gracias. Council President Feliciano.
Present.
Myself, Brandon Garcia, Municipal Clerk, present. Mr. Edward Kologi, Legislative Counsel. And Assistant City Attorney Scott Micchio.
Present.
Thank you. On your call, Madam President.
Please continue to the invocation.
Certainly. Almighty God, who holds the fate of man and nation, we most humbly beseech thee to bless this our city, these deliberations, and these thy servants, that they may act with wisdom and understanding for the good of our community and thy greater glory. Amen.
Amen.
And Madam President, at this time, I believe we have a presentation, and that is from Trenton Restorative Street Team presenting the Week of Shalom in the city of Trenton.
Yes.
And to the presenters, you will have 10 minutes to present. I understand if there's anything, any AV of any type that anybody has to offer, then we have that here as well. Okay. And do we have a clicker for that? Oh, they don't? I got you. Oh, okay. Apparently we have that covered. Never mind. Right. Go right ahead, folks.
Well, good afternoon. And want to thank City Council for inviting us here. Big shout out to Councilwoman Crystal Feliciano, as well as Councilwoman Tesca Frisbee, for allowing us to come in here and being able to talk about what we do. My name is Pastor Tone Bellamy, and I am the program coordinator for the Trenton Restorative Street Team, where our sole mission is to help restore justice and promote peace in Trenton schools and Trenton streets. We do this across 7 programs, which I'll get into, that we strategically run right here in the capital city. As you can see, the team here, everybody on our team is from Trenton, for Trenton, and in the city doing big things, trying to make a difference. Our sole purpose really, under the leadership of Reverend Charles Boyer from Salvation and Social Justice, who for 10 years has been doing policy work in the community. But for the last 2 years, he's moved from just doing policy work to pavement work so that we could help our people in our community. And so I'm excited to be able to share this with you all and to be able to talk to you about how we see the Week of Shalom as something that could really be a staple event annually here in the capital city of Trenton, promoting peace and pushing back against violence in our community. So if we could put the slides up real quick.
It's going to be possible. I think it might be different types of computers, a different system that
Really?
Unfortunately, so it's not for
All right, that's fine. Hand it here, sorry. Just hand me the computer.
Certainly.
No worry about it then. That's fine. Council members, don't worry about this. I'll send this to y'all via email. No worry about it. Hand me the computer, just take it off and hand it here so I can just use it to present. So like I said, we run 7 programs for the Trenton Restorative Street Team with the sole purpose of helping restore justice and promote peace in Trenton schools and Trenton streets. One of the programs is our street response program, where one of our HRIs, Keon Jones, essentially dispatches our outreach workers to anytime somebody is shot or stabbed or anything of that nature, whether they show up at the hospital or show up on the scene. And we do everything from engaging with the family, getting their contact, to helping them plan funerals, to even helping do the funerals, because we've got resources to be able to do that and follow up with the families. That's our street response program, which is big and core to what we do as intervening in violence in our community. We also have a safe passage program where essentially we have about 9 to 10 people who work with the school, Trenton Central High School and Holland Middle School, to essentially ensure that kids are safe going to and from school, mitigating issues of bullying and things of that nature, to ensure that our kids don't allow the environment sometimes to undermine their education. We got another program called our Beauty Salon and Barbershop Conversations, where we essentially realized trying to get people to go to counseling and therapy was hard because of the stigma on it. And so we realized that we needed to allow them to go and be a part of a safe space that they already were familiar with. And beauty salons and barbershops were already that. And so we've done at date about 12 of those between beauty salon and barber salons, and the impact has been phenomenal, seeing people take steps toward, because sometimes you need community therapy before you can take couch therapy. And so we've been able to do that. Another program that we have is our summer boxing program with Mike the Beast Hilton, where we house anywhere from 40 to 50 young people and teach them the tried and true art of boxing as an alternative to settling beef in the street with bullets. And so that's, again, I'll send you the slides so you can see all that we do. But today we're specifically here because we want to promote a culminating event that we hope will become annual, called the Week of Shalom. The Week of Shalom, the Week of Peace, promoting peace in Trenton. Essentially, it's 7 days, 1 week from July 8th through July 14th, where we have 7 events across 7 days promoting peace and positivity in Trenton streets, right? And so we're really, really excited about this. We want to work with City Council as well as dozens of community organizations that we're already partnering with to be able to pull this off. We've done a lot of the legwork ourselves, and we've already got some support from our organization, Salvation and Social Justice, and many of the council members we've already talked to about this. And so, for an example, on Monday, we're trying to do something with Councilwoman President around the power of prayer, because we recognize that a lot of the trigger problems in our community is a trauma problem, and we need our prayer warriors to pray for our people. And so across many faith traditions, really inviting all faith leaders to come out and pray with us. And then on Tuesday, we're going to have a returning citizens job career fair, hopefully here at City Hall, where we can love on our returning citizens and help get some job opportunities for them. On Wednesday of that week, we're supposed to be having an event where what is it? No, the prayer vigil is on Thursday, where Councilwoman Jossie will be helping us with that. That'll be really, really excited to do. On Wednesday, we're having African American, thank you, Keon, a heritage flag, which we want to have that raising to really boost cultural awareness and encouragement of our people, because when you got a sense of belonging, right, that helps to undermine some of the violence that we sometimes look into. Friday, we want to have a Friday Night Lights event where we're already partnering with Poppy Sanderson from Education Outweighs Them All, as well as all of the proceeds for the Friday night flag football event will go to the Trenton Youth Football Program, where Terrence Stokes, Commissioner Terrence Stokes, runs that program. And so we're excited. Many of us came through and played with Terrence, and so we're excited to give back to our community in that regard. On Saturday of that week, we'll have a color run in Cadwater Park. Our very own Councilwoman Teska Frisbee will be leading that effort, and so we're really excited to have her on that. And all of this will culminate on that Sunday, the 14th, where we'll have a citywide march in hopes of having all of our council members representing, walking from their respective boards, where we'll end up in Mill Hill Park. And yes, we got the permits already for it as well. So I knew that was going to be a question. So really quick, that's an elevator pitch version of what we're doing. Here's what we're asking for you guys, from you guys today. 3 things. You know, I'm a pastor, so I got 3 P's and alliterations. So first and foremost, we need your partnership. We need your partnership. We recognize if you put the city's name on this, you get the city's backing on this, the people will rally around this. Many of us voted you all in office because we believe y'all out here and y'all want what we want. We want help for the people. That's what we want, and that's all that this is about. This ain't no gimmick, ain't no gadgets. We all from the city. There's a lot of bullets and bloodshed on this team right here. All of us has lost people to violence here. It's not just a professional endeavor, it's a personal endeavor for us, as we believe it is for you all as well. So partnership. Secondly, we need your promotion. We need you to help us promote this thing, man. We want to rally, street team members right alongside, council members, really letting the community know, man, that we are out here and we're so serious about minimizing murder, not just being for a moment, but a movement, man, that we really want to invite y'all to be a part of helping us minimize murder in the capital city of Trenton, specifically through y'all partnerships and helping us promote. And the last thing, family, is we just need y'all presence. That's the power of presence. We just need y'all there. One, we want every council member to partner to cover and oversee one day alongside us leading it. And then we would like all of council members there on that Sunday to be a part of the march as we declare to our city that gun violence will not have the victory in our community. Thank you so much for your time. I want to leave some space for Q&A and any questions you might have. There it is.
Thank you. Any council members have a question?
Council President.
Councilwoman Gonzalez.
Thank you. Thank you for the presentation and thank you for the work that you all do every day out here in our city. I was going to say, I would like to sign up for the Friday night since that didn't sound like it was taken.
We already had you down for it. See, we know.
I'm
We
like,
study
I
our
didn't hear
council.
it.
We study our council. We know what's going on. Yeah. That'd be perfect.
Any night, really, but
Now, Friday.
if you could do Friday, that's
Friday,
fine.
Friday'd be
Okay.
great.
Thank you. Council President.
Councilwoman Williams.
Thank you. That was a great presentation. I'm very glad to hear about this. I had no idea that this was happening until this moment. So thank you for bringing this to council. You can count me in, of course. You all know me. I remember when we did the 4 wards march last year. I know weather wasn't our friend, but it will be this year. I'm confident God will send us good weather. So I know about the 3 Ps. But also often there's logistics that the city may be able to provide or material necessities. So I'd like to see if there's any idea of what materially you might need from the city or any other assistance that the city can provide to make this entire week a success.
Absolutely. If the slides were up there, I had it detailed about what the partnership included, and that was certainly helping us with some of that. So thank you so much, Council.
Sure. Good luck, and I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely.
Councilwoman Frisbee.
Thank you. So one, I'm so excited about this. I know we were trying to get this off the ground last year, and perseverance wins out. And I'm so proud of the work that you guys do. You're making a tremendous impact here in our community, especially with our children. And that's the heartbeat, that's the growth, that's our lifeline, are our children. So thank you for what you do. Thank you for doing it thanklessly a lot of times. And we know that you don't always get the recognition and the acknowledgement that you deserve. And people probably are resentful when they see you at times. But later on, they learn to embrace you because they realize the work that you're doing is vital. And if you don't do it, then who? So thank you for doing what you're doing. I'm grateful for this week of Shalom. I wanted to offer, especially with this being the week of peace, we'll connect with a plethora of other organizations that can probably assist you with this. Like you said, it's the collective, it's the partnership, the promotion, and the presence, so that we make sure that we get there together. I was one question, and I know Councilwoman Williams did hit on one of them with things for the flyer, but is your flyer available?
We do.
For this, you do have the flyer so that we can
So we have a flyer and it's already available. We have a rough draft copy of it actually available to show for council right now. We anticipated that y'all would probably ask that because y'all smart.
We smart. So I think that's really about it for me. Is just I wanted to make sure we saw the flyer. Hopefully it has the
It's a rough copy. It doesn't have
we
color
just
and
need
all
to
the
make sure we
details
get
on it. We
the
just want to
city's
get y'all an
logo and all the
idea.
other wonderful stuff on it. So thank you for that. Thank you for the work for you do, and I look forward to the week of Shalom and working with all of you.
Absolutely.
Council Vice President.
Good evening, Council President. Thank you. Thank you guys so much for this presentation. Again, we support any and all things that are positive for the city. I'm out there to do as much as I can. I'm just asking that you guys reach out to me.
Yeah.
South Ward, come out, reach out to me. I'm your person. I'd love for more to happen in the South Ward, and I'd love for you guys to I'm born and raised in the South Ward, so please come out there, reach out, let's do some things. Keep doing what you guys are doing. I'm gonna be full supportive of everything that you guys are doing right here. And my council agrees. So thank you for coming and presenting, and just keep doing what you guys are doing.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Councilwoman Edwards.
Thank you, Council President. I just want to say thank you all for coming in and doing this presentation and to just say that the work that you do is commendable. It's God's work, first and foremost. And I've marched with many of you. I've rallied with many of you. I've done the work with many of you. And I look forward to continue doing this work. And I want to say thank you for thinking of me. You know, gun violence advocacy is near and dear to my heart. So I just wanted to say publicly, thank you for everything that you're doing for our city, because we need it. It's not easy changing our lives around. Many of us come from the same streets, doing the same things. And to see us here in this chamber gives me goosebumps. Yeah. And I love you all for what you do for our city, for our youth. And just knowing it's not easy to stand up to our peers, facing ourselves in the mirror at times, and reaching out to these younger generations seems redundant at times, but it's necessary. And this will continue to create change one soul at a time.
Absolutely.
So I appreciate you, and I'm looking forward to this.
Thank you. We appreciate you too.
So thank you all for coming in tonight. We appreciate you and your efforts. You're doing the work. Boots on the ground. We're not talking about it. You're taking action. And that is what is important, right? And collaboration. And so I'm excited for what's to come. When we first heard about it, you know, ready to go. But, you know, God's timing is best, right? And so now in this season, it'll be brought forth. And so I definitely look forward to helping lead the charge and making this happen alongside my council colleagues. I do want to say to Mrs. Bellamy, I have come to your beauty your beauty salon conversation. It is a wonderful experience, and I see it growing and growing and growing. And I thank you for the continuous work that you do for the community alongside of your husband, for your church. Thank you. I saw you at the high school today. You flew by, and they were saying they were getting the girls ready for the prom, go to A1, whatever the room number was, right. But you were there and you're present. You're all present. And I love that. I see you with the safe passage. Thank you for being out there. Thank you for the conversations with the kids. Thank you. I see you, Keon, when you come up inside of the cafeteria and everything, you're talking in different capacities with the kids. But thank you all for the work and the consistency, because that's what's important. And Pastor, you in the barbershop, I haven't been there yet, but I see that it is smacked up in there. You know, and I thank you. And it continues to grow. And so that's a true testament of the work that it is that you all are doing. So I look forward to the week. I look forward to the walk. I look forward to the worship together. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. And thank you for getting us on the docket, Councilwoman. I appreciate it.
You got it. Mr.
When you
President.
call, Madam President, certainly. Madam President, we've reached the point of public comment.
Yes.
You may start with any council person that you wish.
Public comment.
Huh?
Public comment.
Public comment. I'm rushing this already. In any event, public comment will be 5 minutes. You may address any item that you wish. If we could have
Officer Chu,
if we could have
clipboard,
the
please?
public comment clipboard, please.
The clipboard.
The clipboard, yep. I know, right? And again, to the public comment will be 5 minutes. You may address any item that you wish. The council is not obligated to respond. First person for public comment I have listed as Victor Irizarry.
Good evening. Proud to be in front of you. I've heard a lot of positive negatives about city council. So I know most of you are new to your positions now, but not to the politics of Trenton. All right. My name, I'm again Victor Irizarry from 19 Moreland Avenue, Puerto Rican American, African American oriented. Right? My point here tonight is that I believe that City Council has the power to petition the governor of New Jersey to ask or talk to the President of the United States, that will be Joe Biden, to execute an executive order to immediately end the drug war, like one that Nixon did back in 1971, that was not authorized by Congress till 1973. Then it went into effect. That's 120, Executive Order 12717. And Ronald Reagan picked it up, and it's still going on today, and it's a failure. It was designed and directed to the Black community, and then to the Black-brown community, and then now to the Black-brown and ethnic community, and it's getting nowhere. And most people in jail now are people of that ethnic group or race. Along with that, it's getting nowhere. Our people are in jail in the drug war. It's a silent war, this silent genocide. But with the true purpose of that from J. Edgar Hoover was to find a Black Messiah to prevent the Black Messiah from raising up the nation, the Black nation, which eventually would save the planet Earth with righteousness. And I heard tonight, I'm glad that when I walked in and these gentlemen and ladies were before me, and I heard a lot of godliness in this place, and that inspired me even more to bring up the subject that the Gaza Strip war right now is nothing, it's only the tail end of the holy war of good and evil that started where they claimed the heavens in the spirit was actually inspiration or aspiration of the people of the time, and then it was only the Black nation. So there was an indifference within the Black nation that started what's so-called the Holy War that is going on to now. And both sides are looking for the Black Messiah. One, to continue establishing God's government on earth and not his kingdom, but his government, that's one side. And the other side is to find the Black Messiah or his people, to destroy him or them, to prevent peace on earth. My request says, with the power that you have and how you deal with the mayor and the mayor with the governor, I would think that by now, since Governor Murphy did legalize recreational marijuana for recreational use, stopping the drug war and decriminalizing heroin, cocaine, and freeing our people from jail who are victims of a victimless crime. And if it's not just getting high, that is trying to make a few dollars, when that substance is illegal until you get arrested, then it becomes legal, semi-legal, which makes law enforcement and the criminal justice system and penal system much money, as well as the cartel that goes back to a 360 of illegal activities. So it's a big circle, and we're the ones who people, impoverished people, poor people, Black people, what they call trash, whites, so forth, the ones that suffer. And in between the families also. So that's my comment for tonight. And again, I'm honored to be in front of you. And that, again, talk to the governor, or through your mayor, of course, to see all the other governors would ask the President Biden to execute an executive order now, stop the drug war, and that'll stop a whole lot of fighting on earth. And especially, like the brother and sister were saying, killing or the gun violence and on our streets for one reason or another, and most times it's because of money. All right, money. Thank you. Have a good night.
Pastor Tone Bellamy. Lewis Brady.
Good evening, everyone. Just want to...
Mr. Brady, could you please name your name and address for the record?
Lewis Brady, 618 Franklin Street. Every Monday and Thursday, we have the street cleaner come down our street. Unfortunately, one Monday, my father received a ticket in front of his house. And he was just about ready to go out and move the car to the other side. And the person says, "Oh, well, you're getting the ticket anyway." And he can't be moving it back and forth, but the sign is up there that says Monday and Thursday. And I have called numerous times to the street cleaner, to the sanitation. They're telling me they only have one sweeper, and it's broke. And they told, and I said, okay, I'll let it slide. Monday and Thursday come. They're not doing the street. And there's a lot of trash, a lot of garbage in front of the house and along the curb. I'm saying, okay, let me call them again and see what they tell me. Oh, we sent it down. No, you didn't, because there's a lot of garbage right in front of my house. I really don't know what else to do. So, all right.
Is that Leo? I see last name is Bridgewater? Okay. Pete Lewis. Frankie Williams. You want to turn on your microphone, ma'am, please? No, if you want to turn it on, there you are.
All right, I really didn't. But all right, I flunked the first time I came here, but so my situation is kind of different. It's kind of spiritual. So just hear me out. To everyone.
Excuse me, Miss Williams, I'm sorry to disturb you. Did you give your address?
I'm about to. What's it?
We need that before you start speaking, honey. Your name and your address, please.
Oh, I
Thank
was
you.
about to. It's on my speech. Well, my name is Frankie Williams. My address is 620 West State Street. My number is 609-404-6708. And my email is frankiewilliams4422@gmail.com. I'm here today to talk about dementia. This is one of the steps in the process of turning you into a zombie. And everybody here knows zombies is real, because when I was 16, it was on the front page of the Trentonian that zombies were right here on Lamberton Street. So that's not like it's a joke. First, a supernatural being drains you for everything: your memories, your thoughts, your secrets, your ideas, your personalities. Then they watch your facial expressions when you say certain things. Then at that point, they can finish your sentences and even your thoughts. They tell people you know about secrets you know about them so they could cut you off. The next step is to create dementia and turn you into a zombie. Somehow, I was supposed to be unalive, but I'm still alive. I still have a conscience, and they are mad. This being said he wanted my brain. So now you have a supernatural being saying they want your brain, which is them creating dementia where you forget about, well, I will forget about me and turn into a zombie. Then it'll be something like a Manchurian candidate where they could control you and make you do anything. It's not a joke. All right. Where they could control you and make you do anything, turn you into a junkie and force you into sexual acts that you would have never done. It's something like a Manchurian candidate when they could send you anywhere to do any crime to anybody. They could even send you to just slap random people down the street, which they are doing. Once again, I'm here to tell everybody that they did save the wrong kids. My children are still being raped in this city by these beings who are urinating and putting feces on them. I reported that years ago, and they forced these people into retirement even after the victim gave a statement of them, with the anal putting feces on their mouth. This is not in the report, but this was about 2 years ago. It is aliens here. It is supernatural beings here. It is demonic beings here. And the government is experimenting with humans and these people making superhumans. When you have sex with these people, they will rape you in your anal and then lick the feces out of it. That's alien. That's demonic. And it has to stop. And it's being done more than people realize, and it's not a joke. This is just part of something bigger. If somebody knows my children's location, if they could tell me. My daughter is 14. They told me that she was in Kingsbury working on her 4th or 5th child. No telling what they did with the children she had. They made a law where you could drop off your kids at any doorstep or at the police station, and this was to cover up for the sex trafficking victims who get pregnant right here in the city. A lot of kids from Trenton are getting sex trafficked right here in Trenton, New York, and going down to Florida to have their kids. These people are broke and they use kids to support their drug habits. They stay in brothels all day because they are really homeless and will rape a child or an adult all day just to cover up not having somewhere to stay. They will also invite friends over to indulge in the rape. My son is 22. They have changed his sex when he was a teenager. And they were trying to send me signs that my children were being raped in the Kingsbury high rise when I was staying in the low rise, but I didn't get the signs because they were too spiritual for me until I got connected to the spiritual world. They also told me that they have my son dancing right now. These people will change your kid's name after they give them dementia.
Catherine Smith.
Good afternoon, Council Board. My name is Catherine Smith. I'm at 202 Woodside Avenue, Hillcrest area, and I have addressed, I just need some guidance as to how we can get a situation in our community resolved. We don't have drains. I mean, the last heavy rain that we had in April, we had extensive flooding. Most of my neighbors, we all had, where we had to go out and get our plumbers, get sub pumps, and have it pumped in the street. But it's being pumped in the street, but we don't have any sewers. We don't have any drains on the corner of Woodside and Stacy. I've been at 202 Woodside Avenue for over 7 years now. And so everyone complains about stuff, but nobody wants to do anything. So I took the liberty and I says, look, let me get a petition, see where my neighbors are, how they're feeling about this. And they said they've approached this issue before years ago. I says, well, I'm talking about right now. And so I just need help. I spoke to my West Board councilwoman. We went to one of the meetings, and we also, my neighbors, we came out and we let her know what that problem was. And the first thing that we did was we talked to Trenton Water and Sewer. They shift us over to the water department, and then the water department says we'd have to speak to city council. So that's why I'm here tonight. We don't know how to get this, but I need drains. I can't, if we get another big flooding like that again and use a sub pump and pump it out in the street, it just comes back in. Where is it supposed to go? We don't have any drains. So I'm here to ask, how are we supposed to get drains? And they told me, you are the guys that have to authorize it and get it done. So that's pretty much it. I'm real simple.
Madam President, if I may address her.
Yes.
Madam President, certainly. Madam President, those are all the individuals I have for public comment at this point. We move on to civic comment and start with any council person you wish.
Councilwoman Frisbee.
So, Ms. Catherine, I actually am working with the directors to see how we can get your situation rectified. I did have it forwarded to the various departments, and so that you don't have to do the runaround, I will do the runaround, and then I will absolutely get back to you and update you on that, okay? And I am sorry that you, as I said in our meeting, I'm sorry that you are going through that, and your neighbors, it shouldn't be that. I can't imagine the community, we actually let it be put together without drainage. There had to just be an oversight on our part. I did want to mention to everyone that on June 8th, Mom Samantha Ashton is having our Wear Orange in the city of Trenton. We will be working with Trenton Street Team that just left here at 9 a.m. We'll be meeting at the corner of Calhoun and West State Street and processing down to Catwalder Park. And I want to acknowledge our veterans. This Memorial Day, this is going to be a long weekend. We ask everybody to be safe as you're moving about. I went out today and got my poppy pin. And I just want to say thank you for all the work that those veterans do, the sacrifices they've made and making their families make as well. I want to acknowledge that the Smith Family Foundation, and along with all the other graduates in the community, we are having our scholars that will be graduating in June, and we'll be hosting an event, our I Am the Change graduation ceremony. We invite you to come out on that. I don't have the date, and I should have it right in my head. I believe it is June. Let's see. June 14th, I was correct, at 6 o'clock at 471 Parkway Avenue, if you're able to come out and support them. Also, Councilwoman Gonzalez and I are working with other council members in Mercer County. As many of you may know, there are renovations that are going on at the new at the airport. So they're extending it, they're growing it, and we are going to be taking trips out there. We're inviting, there are only 3 here, we'll be reaching out to the rest of our colleagues, but of course we can only go in sets of 3s, so we don't have quorum. But we also are working with other communities, since it is Mercer County, it is not just Trenton. We're working with those council members as well, so that we can all go out there jointly and get a tour of what is going on. I'm also working with our seniors. So if you are a senior, you know of a senior who would like to take a trip. We are taking trips, we're doing bus trips out there, and they will be providing lunch for you. They will be held on Tuesdays and they will be held on Thursdays. If you are interested, please contact my office. My information is on the website. Would love to hear from you, but we have a number of trips planned for that. And I think that is about it. Let's see. Voting, please remember that we have to vote this June. If you don't vote, you can't complain or can't say that something didn't go your way. Your vote is your voice. You don't vote, you lose your voice, or you actually voluntarily give up your voice. Don't give up your voice. So we ask that you would come out. And if you do know of someone who is not registered to vote, please go to nj.gov and you can get them signed up online. With that, I think that is all I have for today. Part of the City of Trenton's mission statement is to recognize that the people of Trenton have made us guardians of the public trust. We are committed to govern with integrity and fiscal responsibility, to seek excellence in the city's operations, and to serve all of the city's people with respect and compassion. I thank everyone for coming out here, and I ask that you would continue to come out. June 3rd, I will be having my next West District conversations at the same location. So that is June the 3rd. It'll be at the police station on Hermitage. That's not the address, but the police station there. Thank you. If you would come out, join us. And again, that's where we get our concerns heard. That's where we find out what's going on in our community, and that's how we can help one another and lift each other's voices up. Thank you so much and have a good evening.
Councilwoman Edwards.
Thank you, Madam President. Good evening, everyone. It's great to see you all here. Thank you to those that came forward to give a public comment. Your concerns are definitely heard and taken into consideration and will be addressed. I want to just touch base on a few things that I've been working on recently. On Monday, I had a meeting with the county executive, the mayor of Trenton, and a few of their staff about the recycling issues in Trenton, just to follow up on some of the new rules that affected Trenton in terms of them not accepting recycling that are in blue bins or in clear trash bags any longer, and the way that things have to be disposed of. So we're working on some feasible solutions because we do already have a $1.7 million budget with them to pick up our recycling twice a month for residents and 3 times per week for our commercial businesses. So we did learn some things that there's some issues around that. So we're going to do a big educational rollout. I'm going to work with the county and the administration and my fellow colleagues to do a citywide educational rollout and try to give people the actual bins that they need in the correct color so that the recycling is picked up. And we're going to probably revisit adding on another day down the line because that is a huge budgetary item. But for now, we're going to work on being boots on the ground with getting people the necessary bins that they need and educating them on what actually is recycling and how to dispose of it so that it's picked up in a timely manner. I want to say a comment about the war on drugs. I want to say thank you for speaking about that. I am a former New Jersey chapter president of Minorities for Medical Marijuana, and my organization, we played a huge role in the decriminalization and legalization on a state level, as well as convincing some of our predecessors to opt into the cannabis market for Trenton for us to be able to partake in that revenue stream and to protect our returning citizens. And to that, I want to say that there are 60 days or less left to issue a public comment to the federal government in terms of rescheduling marijuana or cannabis from Schedule 1 to Schedule 3. And on that note, I want to say that I'm glad to hear, if I'm not mistaken, that the amendment to the ordinance 24-042 was pulled in terms of cannabis open air smoking, because I believe that putting extra stipulations and regulations will contribute to the effect of incarcerating people again when we're trying to keep them out of prison. So I hope that we strongly reconsider amending that ordinance and take into the consideration the punitive reactions that could have if we were to do that. Putting restrictions on people smoking in public. If tobacco is allowed to be smoked in public, cannabis should follow the same rules. I also want to speak to support resolution 24-206. I was not here on Tuesday because of my own illness, kind of decapacitated me on Tuesday. So I wasn't able to be here to speak to any of this. So I just want to say for the record that I wholeheartedly support the Locust Hill Cemetery Interpretive Center. It is an up and coming asset in that community, and is definitely going to be a pivotal change for the Hart Avenue area. But that cemetery has a lot of African-American troops that died there and that was buried there, that was discovered. And Mr. Algernon Ward and everyone that has been supporting him, including myself for the past 5 years or more, have put in a lot of time to clean that area up in respect to those troops that are buried there. And I want to invite you all out this Saturday to the memorial service that is being held there at 11 a.m. at 73 Hart Avenue at the Locust Hill Cemetery. So I'm glad that the state has stepped up to earmark these funds in the amount of $400,000. Now the city has to do their part to make sure that we make sure this money gets into their hands so that they can redevelop that interpretive center and open up very soon. And in that light, I want to say thank you to our veterans, my father included, a 38-year veteran who just retired from the military. Thank you for your service and have a good night.
Councilwoman Gonzalez.
Thank you, Council President. This is going to be short today. First, thank you to the Restorative Street team for their presentation and for coordinating the week-long peace walk. I think it would be definitely something great for our city. So thank you for being here this evening. Thank you to everyone who spoke, Mr. Victor Lewis, Miss Frankie, and Miss Catherine. I know Councilwoman Frisbee is working with that. So just thank you for being here and expressing your concerns and the needs and things that you would like to see happen in the city of Trenton. Just a couple of announcements. We have this Saturday, there's a lot going on this weekend, but this Saturday we also have Trenton South Ward Neighborhood Association Community Cookout, which we've invited the street teams to. That begins 2 to 5 p.m. and it is located at 471 Lamberton Street. Also, May 31st, we have the Latino Caucus swearing in. That will be taking place at 6 p.m. And then we have June, you spoke to June 8th, Councilwoman Frisbee, so thank you for that. And then I just want to just say prayers to all of those families, all of the families who have lost someone who were serving in our country. We thank you for your service. Everyone, please have a safe and happy Memorial Day weekend.
Councilwoman Williams.
Thank you, ma'am. First of all, thank you to everyone who's attended, everyone who's watching on the virtual. This being Memorial Day weekend, please let's all take a moment to make sure that we remember and honor everyone who served this country, going back to the Revolutionary War, going back into times where people fought for this country even though they did not have rights at home. And we need to make sure that we encourage incoming generations to do the same, because the freedom that we do have in this country is not free. It's been paid with a lot of blood here and abroad. So please, as you go this weekend, if you can go to a memorial service or a remembrance such as the one at Locust Hill, my colleague mentioned earlier, they are very moving, but it's also important for veterans who are currently serving to see us support and remember them. So I just have one other comment and just a couple announcements. I shared my colleague, Councilwoman Edwards' concern about having folks be going back to jail for cannabis possession. I don't think that's a place we need to go back to. That's a place historically that this country went, and the times have changed. The concerns of the country have changed, certainly. But in the ordinance, it actually has a series of fines, financial fines. So I don't want anybody to think that we're looking at in the city of Trenton putting people in the jail again. That's not something we're trying to do. We're trying to expunge people's records and make sure that they can have a fruitful life, and also build up a cannabis industry here too. Because we do need the tax money that comes from that. 10% of the tax money is actually going to go to identifying and addressing healthcare disparities in our city. So we're trying to make some good come from the taxes that will be raised. And hopefully we will see those soon. And I look forward to asking our business administrator, Mr. Cruz, about how much money is coming into our trend. Because we have a lot of good uses for it, and I know our administration will be using it wisely. So just have a couple announcements, as I mentioned. The North Ward CPAC meeting for next month is going to be moved to June 12th from June 19th, so we don't want to conflict with Juneteenth. So please, if you can join us from 5:30 to 7 at Galilee Baptist Church, 440 MLK Boulevard. There's also free lead testing tomorrow from 10 to 4 p.m. at 218 North Broad Street. If you cannot make it by 4 p.m., please, if you're in one of the affected neighborhoods or you have a family member who works at one of the schools or a child, they are doing testing at some of the schools that were identified, like Grant School. You can make an appointment by calling 609-989-3242, extension 115, and our Department of Health will be happy to make sure that they have you come in and that they can have you be tested at a time convenient to you. And then the final thing is on Saturday, there's a mental health event that our city Department of Health is put together. It's at Unity Park from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. at Hamilton and Chestnut Avenue. And there'll be resource tables with information on mental health and how to get resources, activities, and music and food. Now, as was mentioned by Pastor Bellamy earlier about the stigma around mental health and getting care for your mental health, particularly in our urban areas, it's an incredibly important thing that we work towards that and past that stigma to try to help people get help that they need. May not be a lot of help, maybe just be a little help, but we all can use some help. And coming out of COVID, I think, as a society, we've learned that a lot of folks need to know that it's okay to not be okay. And that may be temporary, that may be more than temporary, but there are resources available and there are a lot of people who want to help you. So if you can come tomorrow, Saturday rather, from 2 to 5 at Unity Park, or spread the word. So thank you very much. Have a great weekend and God bless.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Council Vice President.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. I thought Councilman Harrison hadn't spoken yet. Oh, I didn't even know. I'm sorry. I can't see from this point. I'm sorry. Good evening, everybody. So I'll be brief as well. Basically, again, I wanted to thank the Trenton Restorative Street team for coming and speaking. They've been doing such great work within the community for some time. So them coming to council and just talking to us and letting us know what their plans are for Peace Week, and getting council involved and getting the local government involved. I mean, that speaks volumes. I mean, that's what we kind of need. We need transparency and involvement and things of that nature. So thank you to them. And I hope that they, continue the great work that they've been doing. We need these types of visuals throughout our community to lead and to present and, to encourage. I want to thank the New Jersey Department of Transportation for having the meeting that we had at South Village yesterday with regards to the intersections at Layler and Cass and 129. We're trying to revamp the crosswalks that have been problematic, that have been creating, all types of travesties. We want to make it safer for our pedestrians and for our drivers. So I definitely want to applaud DOT for coming out and speaking to the residents of South Village and other individuals who wanted to come in and listen to what was going on, to speak about what the plan is moving forward to commence in about 2029 based on the presentation that was given to us. Also want to thank the Chief of Traffic, Mr. Santora, for coming out and speaking to the petitions that were given for speed humps that we are trying to put on Stokely Avenue in front of South Village, in front of Mott School, which is very imperative in the South Ward, coming off of Layler Street, which is extremely problematic. If you walk out of South Village, which is both disabled and elderly, and you have the school across the street, you don't want anybody speeding down the street, and it's just it's a complete problem. I also want to thank county officials who were there as well to speak about the gas pipes that were coming in, and PSE&G for the input about what that process looks like and how long it's going to take, and when Layler Street is going to be back to normal, as that is a county road. I want to also applaud once again Foundation Academy for the presentation that they gave at the firehouse last week at ladders 2 and 3 at 714 to 720 South Broad Street with regards to the possible purchase of the doll factory on Grand Street at 350 Grand Street, and expansion of the Foundation Academy, which I think is a wonderful idea. Residents came out, they spoke their mind, questions got answered. It was a great event. There will be a follow-up to NJDOT's presentation at Foundation Academy on June 6th at 6 p.m. at 22 Grand Street, if anybody is interested in attending. Other than that, Mr. Brady, thank you again for coming and addressing council for the issues that you're dealing with on your streets. We are readily dealing with those things. Nobody should have to deal with some of the stuff that you're dealing with. And as far as the street sweeper schedule, I have requested that about a month and a half ago. I do have it. I am readily addressing, are we sticking to the schedule? Are we putting up signs? Are we sending out information to residents as to what they need to do and when, so that this can be moving like a well-oiled machine?
They do have.
I'll talk to you after this, Mr. I'm sorry. Yeah. And then Other than that, I think we're good. I want to wish everybody a wonderful Memorial Day weekend. Veterans, I want to thank you all for your service and have a great rest of your evening. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Oh, no, that's okay. Before I begin, I'm going to call B.A. Cruz up. Ms. Smith, he has commentary for you about the issue with the drainage where you are. If you recall, you did contact me prior to going to the meeting, so I had started sending emails and everything out, and I've been keeping you abreast of the things that I had, in the works for you. So Mr. Cruz is going to give you an update on it. Jorge, this is separate from my civic comment. There's no time. You're welcome.
Good.
B.A. Cruz, thank you.
Good evening, Madam President and Council. Adam Cruz, Business Administrator. In regards to the lady that came and spoke about Woodside Avenue, she is correct. There is an issue in the area that actually the entire block from what's the main Mill Hill? Hillcrest. From Hillcrest all the way down to where she's located, that whole area there is actually suffering a lot of water damage. The water's coming up into their backyards. Unfortunately, it is an issue that is being created by what was left behind by the railroad track that was behind there, where the old train used to go by, and that has become kind of like a canal. That area is actually collecting water, and now the water is seeping into people's properties. And of course, because there's a high volume of water, it's actually ending up in their basement. I had, including myself, I had sewer actually the first time go around and find out what the issue was. And they came back to me and they're like, no, there's nothing that we can do. But unfortunately for sewer, I don't take no for an answer. So then I actually called everybody there, including myself. And it was about 9 of us. It was sewer, it was water, it was the DPW, the city engineer, and I can't remember what other, a couple of other inspectors from sewer, because as you are aware, they are the ones that oversee the storm drains. So we were all there, we walked around, and the water is not coming from the street, the water is coming from their yards. And so there is nothing that the city can do on our end, because we can make the entire street storm drain. We can, and I'm not kidding, we can put storm drains in every foot of the street, and that will not alleviate the problem, because the problem is in the backyard. And just recently with the email, the last email that you sent me, once again, I asked Lee from sewer to go back again and take a look again, because now she's saying it's actually a drainage problem on the street. And then he also went once again, and the city engineer went there once again, and they confirmed that the issue is not from the street, but from their yards. At this point, I mean, the way the street has been designed, as you all know, everything works with gravity. And so the streets have been designed with a very slight pitch, so that when it rains, water kind of tends to flow in the directions of where the next storm drain is. So even if there is no storm drain in front of our property, there's a storm drain down further where the water then just kind of goes on its own and finds its way there. But there's no water accumulation on the street, unfortunately. As I mentioned, it's in the back. Further discussing it with the staff, they also discovered that that property from the railroad was actually sold to private owners. And so now there is different owners for different lots. And so now it's unfortunately now becomes a landlord and landlord situation where the tenants, the landlords that are being affected by the water are going to have to take matters into their own hands and perhaps have a nuisance complaint against them in court. But at this moment, the city cannot do anything to alleviate the problem because it's in someone's private property, and our only avenue would be to do something on the street because it's public, but there's nothing that we can do. It will not alleviate the problem. Thank you.
So Ms. Smith, did you hear everything that BA Cruz just said? Okay, so I'm not sure how to proceed. I'm not sure how you will proceed with this. However, it was looked into, and that is where we are with the answer. Okay? Thank you. All right. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming out tonight. Appreciate you all being here. Thank you to everyone that spoke. I'm going to make it quick. May is we're winding down Mental Health Awareness Month. I've done a couple of projects, and I'm grateful for everyone that participated in the projects to help make things move along and to continue to raise awareness of it. Yesterday, Past Commander Luddy Austin, myself, the Trenton VFW 12165, we did a Memorial Day celebration here in the atrium, honoring those that paid the ultimate sacrifice for us with their lives, and it was wonderful. We had a host of people that came out. Thank you to Councilwoman Gonzalez for stopping by and being part of the ceremony. It is a truly riveting and moving ceremony, and it gave me a completely different perspective about Memorial Day from when we had did this over a year and some time ago. I do want to shout out our Congresswoman Bonnie Watson-Coleman. I was surprised yesterday when the Trenton Police Department Color Guard did the folding of the flag, and as we stood there and they talked about what each fold in the flag represented, when they were done, they presented me with the flag, with a certificate from the Congresswoman that said that that flag was actually flown over our nation's capital in remembrance of those that had lost their lives, and had it presented to me here in council. So I'm grateful to her for that honor. I'm grateful to Luddy and the men for the work that they do, and the women for the work that they do to help make sure that we all recognize the sacrifices that our soldiers make for us. We have a pop-up shop coming up, a Dress for Success pop-up shop coming up next Wednesday here in the City Hall atrium. 2:30 to 4 p.m. is free for women to come and get clothing, accessories, shoes. And so that's gonna round out our Mental Health Awareness Month type situation. We want people to look good, to feel good, to think good, to be good. Last night also, I did a senior citizen dance, line dancing here in the atrium, which was great, right? So it's addressing mental health movement through music. Thank you to Yvonne Williams, who came out and facilitated the class, to Ms. Lawana and all the seniors that came out and joined us last night, to the security staff that was here with us, line dancing last night. It just was a good time. And what community is all about, right? Everybody needs a break sometimes, and we need to just relax and just chill. So I'm glad that they were able to participate with us in that. With that being said, I want to wish everyone a memorable Memorial Day. That if you've lost a loved one in the line of duty, in service, in war, you know, God bless you. For those that have family members or loved ones that were prisoners of war or missing in action, again, just the presentation yesterday was so touching that my heart goes out to each one of you, that God would bless you. And then to our veterans who have served and are still with us, thank you for your service. And to you all that lost loved ones along the way, my prayers and everything extend to you as well. Thank you. Mr. Garcia.
Mr. Usoria, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Usoria.
No problem. Council President, I now have minutes for approval.
Yes.
Would you like to make a motion to approve these minutes? For March 5th, 2024 and March 7th, 2024.
Second.
Right, and I will now take roll call. Councilwoman Edwards,
Yes.
Council Vice President Figueroa Kenberg,
Yes.
Councilwoman Frisbee, Councilwoman Gonzalez,
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams,
Yes.
and Council President Feliciano.
Yes.
Right. Moving on, motion passed. I now have communications and petitions. Would you like to make a motion?
May I have a motion to approve communications and petitions
So moved.
Oh, and reports.
and reports?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Roll call. Councilwoman Edwards,
Yes.
Council Vice President Figueroa Kenberg,
Yes.
Councilwoman Frisbee, Councilwoman Gonzalez,
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams,
Yes.
and Council President Feliciano.
Yes.
Right. Moving on. We have ordinances for second reading. Ordinance 24039, an ordinance prohibiting the damaging, defacing, or removal of street signs within the city of Trenton, Chapter 54, Article 5. May I have a motion to approve?
Are there any members of the public that wish to speak to this ordinance at this time?
Sorry, excuse me.
Are there any members of the public that wish to speak to this ordinance at this time? Hearing none, Madam President, if you want to ask for a motion to approve. I got it, sir.
So moved.
Roll call. Councilwoman Edwards,
Yes.
Council Vice President Figueroa Kenberg,
Yes.
Councilwoman Frisbee, Councilwoman Gonzalez,
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams,
Yes.
and Council President Feliciano.
Yes.
Motion carried. Ordinance 24-041, an ordinance of the city of Trenton to adopt NJDEP's model ordinance regarding stormwater control and to amend chapter 254 of the code of the city of Trenton.
1 second, point of order.
Yeah, if I may. So this ordinance was introduced at a previous meeting. It has to go to the planning board for review and comment before it returns to city council. So this will be removed from the docket for today's meeting and considered at a future meeting after the planning board reviews it.
Right. Moving on to the consent agenda. Council President, it's my understanding that 2 resolutions will be getting pulled. I will now defer to Mr. Micchio.
I don't believe there's any resolutions that are being pulled from the consent agenda. One of the ordinances in first reading will be pulled from the agenda, but I don't know of any other resolutions that need to be pulled.
Very well, thank you.
May I have a
Go right ahead.
motion to approve resolutions 24-142, 193, 194, 195, 196, 197, 198, 199, 200, 201, 202, 203, 204, 205, 206, 207, 208, 209, 210, and 211.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call. Councilwoman Edwards,
Yes.
Council Vice President Figueroa Kenberg,
Yes.
Councilwoman Frisbee, Councilwoman Gonzalez,
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams,
Yes.
and Council President Feliciano.
Yes.
All right, motion passed. We have a roll call resolution 24-192, resolution authorizing settlement of a civil action in the matter of Eggers Crossing versus City of Trenton in the total amount of $125,000. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, it's been moved. Councilwoman Edwards,
Yes.
Council Vice President Figueroa Kenberg,
Yes.
Councilwoman Frisbee, Councilwoman Gonzalez,
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams,
Yes.
and Council President Feliciano.
Yes.
Motion passed. Moving on to ordinances for first reading and introduction. Ordinance 24-027, bond ordinance providing for roadway repairs in various areas serviced by Trenton Waterworks, including by and in the city of Trenton, in the county of Mercer, state of New Jersey, appropriating $5 million, therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $5 million of bonds or notes to finance the cost thereof. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Roll call. Councilwoman Edwards.
Yes.
Council Vice President Figueroa Kenberg.
Yes.
Councilwoman Frisbee. Councilwoman Gonzalez.
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams.
Yes.
And Council President Feliciano.
Yes.
Motion carried. And is ordinance 24-042?
Yeah, so ordinance 24-042, an ordinance creating Chapter 48 of the Code of the City of Trenton entitled Cannabis Consumption. Council President, the administration recommends that this be pulled for now, particularly due to Mr. Wolski's comments at the Tuesday meeting. The ordinance needs to be revised to account for those medicinal patients that use cannabis. So it will be hopefully reintroduced at a meeting in the near future.
Thank you.
And at this point, Council President, we have reached the end of the agenda.
Can I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call. Councilwoman Edwards.
Yes.
Council Vice President Figueroa Kenberg.
Yes.
Councilwoman Frisbee.
Yes.
Councilwoman Gonzalez.
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams.
Yes.
And Council President Feliciano.
Yes.
Meeting adjourned.
Thank you.
Have a good night, everyone.
Good night.
Thank you.